like 2023 is going to be a great year for action movies. Get ready, action fans, because this one is a crazy ride. Number 10, Operation Fortune. This is about Special Agent Orson Fortune and his team of operators who recruit one of Hollywood's biggest movie stars to help them on an undercover mission with them because a deadly weapon has gone missing, and the guy who might be selling it is a big fan of this movie star. There are two teams in this movie, two teams of secret operatives going after the same person. So every single time they're trying to snatch someone at the airport or trying to get a briefcase, both teams are fighting each other for it, which can lead to some pretty funny scenes and some pretty exciting scenes as well. This is going to be a fun action movie with a lot of styles and a lot of energy. Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre was released in the United States on March 3rd. Number 9, Heart of Stone. The Gal Gadot movie Heart of Stone is set to be released on Netflix on August 11th. Heart of Stone follows an intelligence agent tasked with protecting the most valuable and dangerous weapon, known as the Heart. And Netflix snagged one of Hollywood's biggest action stars, Gal Gadot, to lead the cast of the Heart of Stone movie. And Bollywood superstar Alia Bhatt in her first major Hollywood role as Kia Dhawan, as the first trailer showed that she steals the heart. So she is the villain of the movie. The film is the planned start of a franchise, in a similar vein to the Mission Impossible films. Number 8, Plane. A pilot finds himself caught in a war zone after he's forced to land his commercial aircraft during a terrible storm. He was also transporting a convict, played by Mike Colter, on that flight, and now the two of them, as well as a bunch of passengers, are forced to try and survive.
I like it.
The film moves pretty fast, like you get to the plane crash fast, and all of that is pretty engaging. There are some very intense sequences, including the initial crash landing, as well as many sequences involving the hostages, as well involving the group of men that they run into on the island. And as soon as you realize what's going on with those guys, it actually gets surprisingly dark and very violent. Gerard Butler is awesome, and he really does put a lot of effort into the stunts and into the emotion, and Mike Colter's character as a convict has a very dark past. This is more of like an action survival thriller type movie. And Plane was released in the United States on January 13th. Number 7, The Expendables 4. Hollywood's biggest action stars are returning. Once again with The Expendables 4, the fourth installment of the ensemble action thriller franchise. The movie is a sequel to The Expendables 3, and the fourth movie will also follow a group of mercenaries who are going to head out on an action adventure to right some wrongs. The film stars an ensemble cast, including Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, and Megan Fox. Expendables, also known as The Expendables 4, is scheduled to be theatrically released in the United States on September 22nd, and the film will retain an R rating, like the first two installments of the series. Number 6, Fast X. The story Fast X is once again very simple. The crew goes on a mission that ends up putting each of them in danger. In the movie, Dante is played by Jason Momoa, and he's really mad because in one of the previous Fast movies, Paul Walker and Vin Diesel stole a bunch of money from his family and killed his father. So Dante spent the last 12 years masterminding a plan to make Dominic pays the ultimate price. Now, the stunt work is phenomenal and insanely fun. When there are car chases, speed maneuvers, and of course crashes and explosions, they create a ton of excitement. The absolute standout in this movie is Jason Momoa. He steals every scene he's in, and he delivers a villainous performance. Fast X, also known as Fast and Furious 10, is released in the United States on May 19th, and the film grossed under $721 million worldwide, becoming the third highest grossing film of 2023. A sequel is in development and scheduled to be released in 2025. Number 5, The Equalizer 3. Denzel Washington will return as Robert McCall in The Equalizer 3, the final movie in the trilogy. He looks absolute badass in this trailer. After giving up his life as a government assassin, Robert McCall moves to southern Italy to escape from his past, but later discovers that his new friends are under the control of local crime bosses belonging to the Sicilian mafia. The following events turn horrifying when Robert unleashes his past self to protect his new friends. The trailer for The Equalizer 3 was released on April 25th. The film is set to be released on September 1st. Number 4, The Last Kingdom, Seven Kings Must Die. Fans of The Last Kingdom had already prepared to say goodbye to the epic show once its 5th and final season rolled out back in March of 2022. This is why when its sequel movie was announced, their excitement was palpable. And if you've not seen any of the Last Kingdom series, this isn't going to be the place to start. Peace is settled with the country nearly united. Only Lord Uhtred of Bebbanburg, ruling over Northumbria, is yet to pledge his land to the throne. But when King Edward dies, the peace is threatened as his 2 potential heirs battle to claim the crown. For those that really like the action of the series, there are some really exciting moments that are captured very well, which makes this just an epic watch. The film was released on the 14th of April on Netflix. So before we get into the top 3, if you have watched any of these movies, or in general you're interested in seeing the films, make sure to leave your thoughts down below. I try to read and reply to each and every one of the comments. Number 3, Extraction 2. After 3 years, Chris Hemsworth and Sam Hargrave are back with Extraction 2. This movie picks up right where the first one left off, which is good, because it shows us how Tyler Rake was able to survive the insane injuries that he sustained, and Tyler Rake is back tasked with another deadly mission. The action in this is just about non-stop. It is crazy high adrenaline, spiked with crack to then deliver intense and anxiety-ridden action sequences. Chris Hemsworth once again is excellent as Tyler Rake. He knows exactly what he has to do to make this character work. Most of the film's promotional material revolves around hyping up this 21 minutes, one-take action scene. Chris Hemsworth goes through one of the most badass prison riots, leading to an escape to a train where he's got to take down some helicopters with some big-ass guns, and the story is basic and simple. The fight choreography, camera work, and stunts are phenomenal. This American action thriller was released by Netflix on the 16th of June and received positive reviews from critics. Number 2, John Wick Chapter 4. John Wick Chapter 4 is once again directed by Chad Stahelski and stars Keanu Reeves, and he is deadlier than ever. The story is just as simple as it has been throughout the entire franchise. John wants to be left alone, and there are many people standing in his way. This time he is taking the fight all the way to the high table, but before he can earn his freedom, Wick must face off against a new enemy. Now, all of us were already expecting Chapter 4 to be bigger and crazier, pushing the action and the signature gun fu further than ever before. But this is on another level. The movie is pretty much non-stop action. The fights just keep going, the bodies keep piling up, and the stunt and fight choreography is out of this world. If you love action, you're going to love this film. John Wick Chapter 4 was released in the United States on March 24th. The film received widespread acclaim from critics and has grossed over $432 million worldwide. Number 1, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. The basic premise of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is Ethan Hunt and the IMF team must track down a terrifying new weapon that threatens all of humanity if it falls into the wrong hands. Now Ethan is forced to consider that nothing can matter more than the mission, not even the lives of those he cares about. So for this entry in the Mission Impossible storyline, the threat is a brand new story. So even if you've never seen any of the previous films in the franchise, you can get on board with this one and understand what's going on. There is stunt after stunt and action after action that not only keeps the momentum and urgency of the story at the forefront, but also they seem to get more and more intense. The movie is 2 hours and 43 minutes. The action is captured expertly, placing audiences in the middle of the fray to experience anxiety and danger, while also witnessing breathtaking stunts. And there are very light-hearted and sarcastically funny moments that are interwoven throughout the story. Dead Reckoning Part 1 is scheduled to be theatrically released in the United States on July 12th, and it has received critical acclaim. Well, this is it. Thanks for watching, and if you are interested in funny movies, check out these 10 comedy movies of 2023 that will surely tickle your funny bone.